In a quiet home in Ituzaingó, Argentina, as the sun dips below the horizon, Maria Elena Bergoglio sits at her kitchen table, a worn wooden box before her. Inside are letters, dozens of them, each bearing the familiar handwriting of a man the world knew as Pope Francis. To Maria Elena, he was simply Jorge, the brother who shielded her through their childhood in Buenos Aires. For years, while Jorge stood before millions in St. Peter's Square, Maria Elena remained silent, guarding memories of her brother. Now, with the Vatican's bells stilled, she opens the box and retrieves one letter, the last Jorge sent her. Its faded ink holds not just a farewell, but a legacy that stops the world in its tracks. Today, we'll uncover the secret within that letter and why it brought tears to Maria Elena's eyes. What drove a pope, amidst guiding 1.3 billion Catholics, to pen final words to his sister? Join me as we explore a story not of power, but of love that transcends time and distance. Picture Buenos Aires in the 1940s, a modest home filled with children's laughter and the scent of fresh bread. Jorge, the eldest of 5, was Maria Elena's protector. When their father died, Jorge took on odd jobs, sweeping floors, guarding bars, to support their mother and siblings. Maria Elena recalls him, exhausted yet gentle, reading her bedtime stories. But one day, Jorge sat her down, his voice soft but resolute. "God is calling me," he said. He left for the seminary, leaving behind family dinners and soccer games. Letters arrived at first, frequent and warm, asking about school or their mother. As Jorge rose from Jesuit priest to bishop, then pope, the letters grew rarer, but never stopped. Each was a reminder that, though the world claimed him, Jorge never forgot his sister. The final letter, sent weeks before his death, was his greatest gift. What words could hold such power to move her so deeply? In 2013, when Jorge became Pope Francis, the Bergoglio family was thrust into the spotlight. Reporters knocked on Maria Elena's door, prying into private memories. She chose silence. "I didn't want to burden Jorge," she said. "He had a mission." Alone in her kitchen, she read his letters from Rome, not grand treatises, but simple notes of love and faith. The final letter arrived unexpectedly, in a plain envelope, his handwriting shaky but clear. "My body is tired," Jorge wrote, "but my heart is strong, and you, little sister, are part of that strength." No mention of illness, no goodbye, just hope. "Keep walking, keep praying, keep loving," he urged. Those words, like a prayer, made Maria Elena feel he was still near, despite the oceans between them. The letter wasn't just a message, it was Jorge's heart, laid bare, a testament that even a pope remained, at his core, her brother. Imagine St. Peter's Square, where thousands gather in solemn silence. A simple wooden coffin, inscribed with Franciscus, rests under the vast dome, surrounded by unprecedented security, 2,000 guards, patrol planes, snipers on rooftops. Why such measures for a pope known for humility? Was the Vatican signaling that his legacy was more than spiritual, a force that reshaped the world? Maria Elena wasn't there. In Argentina, she held the final letter, rereading each line. "I don't leave you gold," Jorge wrote, "but I leave you faith and love." Those words evoked the boy who held her hand through Buenos Aires streets, the brother untouched by glory. The letter wasn't a farewell, but a charge. Jorge belonged to the world, yet his heart stayed home. It reminded her of his life, washing prisoners' feet, embracing refugees, always serving, never seeking praise. What made this letter resonate beyond a sister's grief? The final letter was brief, A few paragraphs, yet each word carried weight. Jorge wrote of their mother. "She'd be proud of you, Maria." He recalled sneaking pastries together, laughing under the kitchen light. "Don't be afraid," he urged, "for God is with you, as I am." Maria Elena says she didn't cry from sorrow, but from awe. The letter wasn't an end, but a promise that Jorge's love would endure. She keeps it close, beside a childhood photo of them smiling. Each night, she lights a candle and prays, not for a pope, but for Jorge, who taught her to face the dark. The letter's power lies in its simplicity. A pope's final thoughts not of doctrine, but of family. Why did these words matter? Not just to Maria Elena, but to a world seeking meaning in his legacy? When Maria Elena shared the letter's story, it captivated the world. Newspapers from Rome to Manila called it a priceless treasure, but she refused to let it become a relic. "It's not for display," she said. "It's Jorge's heart." The letter reflects the family's silent sacrifice. When Jorge entered the seminary, then became pope, the Bergoglios lent him to the world. Maria Elena endured years of loneliness, knowing him mostly through letters. The final letter was his thank you, not just to her, but to a family that let him answer God's call. Its simple words proved a man could lead billions, yet cherish the smallest bonds. From Nigeria to Colombia, people wrote to Maria Elena, inspired by Jorge's humility. A priest in Italy said, "Your brother showed us holiness is love." The letter became a beacon, illuminating a legacy not of power, but of connection. The letter also reveals a hidden side of Pope Francis, humility in his final moments. Jorge didn't dwell on his reforms or journeys to impoverished lands. He wrote of family, faith, love. "You are my strength," he told Maria Elena, as if he, a pope, still needed her. It prompts a question. How could someone so powerful live so simply? Jorge never wanted to be pope, Maria Elena said. He wanted to serve. The letter affirms his legacy lies not in Vatican halls, but in the hearts he touched, from his sister to the prisoners he comforted. It's a reminder that greatness isn't in titles, but in quiet acts of love. As Maria Elena read, "Keep loving," she felt Jorge's presence, urging her to carry his light. The letter, like a flame, burns bright, guiding her and the world toward hope. Maria Elena began sharing the letter's story, not for fame, but to preserve her brother's truth. The world knew Pope Francis through speeches and reforms, but to her, he was Jorge, the brother who wrote from Rome to check on their mother. The final letter bridges those worlds, the saint and the sibling. "I leave you light," Jorge wrote, inspiring Maria Elena to live differently. She volunteers, cooks for the poor, listens to the lonely, each act keeping Jorge's legacy alive. The letter isn't just a keepsake, it's a call to love, as he did. From the Philippines, a student wrote, "Your brother's words gave me courage." Maria Elena smiles, saying, "Jorge is still writing, through others' hands." The letter's power lies in its challenge, to live with faith and compassion, no matter one's place in the world. Today, as the world moves on, Maria Elena lights a candle nightly, reading the final letter, feeling Jorge pray for her from beyond. Its trembling script proves love outlives death. Letters pour in from strangers touched by Jorge's teachings. A nun in Kenya writes, "Your brother's words fed my soul." Maria Elena sees these as Jorge's continued voice, his legacy unfolding through others. The letter, though private, speaks universally, urging us to cherish those we love. In her quiet home, Maria Elena writes back to Jorge, as if he's on a mission, not gone. She tells of neighbors bringing flowers, of her small acts of kindness. The letter didn't end with Jorge's death. It began a new chapter, where his light shines through María Elena and countless others inspired by his love. As you leave this video, ask yourself, what would you write in your final letter to someone you love? Pope Francis, or rather Jorge, left his sister not wealth, but a charge. Live with love. Walk in light. His final letter, though brief, is a flame that never fades, warming María Elena and the world. If this story moves you, share it. Let that light spread. And as Jorge said, don't be afraid. Live as he did, with an open heart and unshakable faith. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'll see you in another story, where we seek what truly matters. As you leave this video, ask yourself, what would you write in your final letter to someone you love? Pope Francis, or rather Jorge, left his sister not wealth, but a charge. Live with love. Walk in light. His final letter, though brief, is a flame that never fades, warming María Elena and the world. If this story moves you, share it. Let that light spread. And as Jorge said, don't be afraid. Live as he did, with an open heart and unshakable faith. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'll see you in another story, where we seek what truly matters.